Welcome back to Stand With Us on JLTV. I'm your host, Roz Rothstein, and today we're talking about the future. We're talking about preparing high school students who care about Israel to be leaders in the future so that they can educate lots of people around them to make sure they have the truth, they have the idealism and the Zionism that they need to be able to, educate those around them about the state of Israel. So we were talking today about what you love about your job, what you love about, and don't just say it because I'm your supervisor. Let's pretend we're just sitting here and we're friends, and just tell us, what do you love about working with these kids?
Roz, that's a great question, because I actually get asked this all the time, because I'm a very big advocate of the fact that I love my job. And I know a lot of people that don't get to say that. But one thing that I really love about working for Stand With Us and working with these teenagers specifically is the fact that they come to me, like you said, already gone to Israel, already have a leadership experience. They come to me as people who have this emotional, very strong, passionate connection to Israel. But they don't really know how to explain it to other people and how to empower others to also be an advocate for Israel. So one thing that we do in this internship that really allows them to take leadership and show others how to do that is I teach them, okay, you have the emotional basis. Now I'm going to teach you the factual basis and the framework of how to explain Israel to other people. And when I do that, that's when they say, oh, now I understand, and they feel so much more confident because of that.
So we're building confidence in young kids who really care about Israel, but don't necessarily know how to speak about Israel. Like, again, we take students who are already leaders on their high school campuses. They already love Israel. They've already been to Israel. Now we take them to the next steps. So it's very, very exciting to watch their growth. Tell everybody about the mentoring piece, where you sit with them, every couple of weeks you sit with them on Google Hangouts. Talk about that a little bit.
So they do have to do a certain amount of events, but along with doing events and programming, they also have to sit on a Google Hangout, like you said, with me once every month with everybody that's in our region. In total, I have 18 interns, so all of them, we have 2 so that they can all do the logistics, but they sit with everybody and we learn about a subject. Tons of different subjects, and then we also do one-on-one meetings every month as well, and that's when I sit with them and I plan with them of how they're going to incorporate this aspect into their club, or their next event, or this is what they want to do, and I help them work out logistics as well as content, things like that.
So these meetings that you have empower them as an individual and also as a group, as a network, which is really important. I remember when we first began Stand With Us, and college students came to me crying, actually, from UCLA, from Irvine, from the other California schools, because we were kind of in the beginning in California getting strong, and they said, I don't know what to do, and nobody's there for us. And you would think that people would be falling over themselves trying to support college students on campus, and we're alone. We're alone here. So one of the things that's very precious to me is building this network of students that have each other too, besides having you, besides having us, besides having materials to give to all their friends, besides all that. It's, and the information that we really pump them full of, and the leadership skills, running a program, all of it from start to finish, from soup to nuts.
Yeah.
We're really making them feel confident and feel like they're not alone. Right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like you sat and cried.
I think you touched on it, that they build this national network of peers, and one of the best things that I like hearing from the students is that they know that they have a student, a student in California can rely on a student in New York, can rely on a student in Chicago, can rely on a student in Houston. They're all together, they're posting on their Facebook group, they're all helping each other out with the programs and with the mentorship, and they all support each other in addition to us supporting them. So they make our job easier.
So we've created a world of support for these kids who love Israel and want to do something about that love. It's great to love Israel, but if you can't have a conversation, it doesn't really help. Or it's great to love Israel, but if you don't know how to run a program from start to finish, you're not going to do that well. There's not going to be that many people that attend. So You know, I want to take a moment and urge everybody to support the work of Stand With Us. You can see how really important and how big this is, and I can promise you this is really a big thing that we're doing across the country. We need to move it into Canada. We need to build these leaders for tomorrow, and tomorrow's not that far away for these kids.
No,
So
it's
we
not.
take 11th and 12th graders. We're very strategic about this. Make no mistake. And every dollar that you give to us is going to be very, very carefully and well spent and invested in programs like this, which are so critically important. But that's not why I brought them here. I want you to know what we're doing because I want you to be happy that this program is going on, and we may be doubling it soon. We may get the funding to double, to go to 100 students every year, and then hopefully to 200, and then to 500. But you know, these are things that need your help. We can't do this alone. We have other things we do too, including research and printing and shipping and conferences and missions to Israel. So this is not the only thing that Stand With Us does. Learn more about our work and please do support us. So back to you guys. I know that recently at the divestment conference at the hearings at UCLA, divestment, we're going to take a brief break, but when we come back, I want to talk about what just went on at UCLA with the boycott movement against Israel and how one of your MZ teens actually showed up and took the microphone at the hearings. So that was pretty extraordinary. We're going to see that clip also. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
I love Israel because it's the greatest country on earth.
I love Israel because it's the only place in the world where I feel complete.
Because I love being able to walk in the footsteps of my ancestors.
Because I love its strong sense of community.
Because it's where I feel most connected to my religion.
I can always count on Israel to protect my family.
Because it's a spiritual home for so many different religions.
Because there are so many different cultures in such a small space. I love Israel because I have a deep connection to its history.
Because it's the roots of my people.
And everyone there makes us feel like family.
Because people from all over the world, from all different denominations of Judaism, can come to the same place and sing the same tune to the same prayer.
I love Israel because of its warm and sunny climate.
I love Israel because of the vibe.
I love Israel because I love Israeli boys.
Because I love Israeli soldiers.
Because I love Israeli girls.
I love Israel because I love falafel.
I love Israel because it's a center of technology and innovation.
Because of cell phones.
Because it's the homeland of the Jewish people. Because it's my home.
When I'm in Israel, I feel at home.
When I'm there, I feel like I'm at home.
No matter where I live, Israel is home.
I love Israel because it protects the past and the future of the Jewish people.